Hi guys, we have a brand new blog post that just went live today all about curating content on social media. So content creation is when you or your team actually creates that content that people consume, whether it's adding some value to your followers with your blog posts or with some tips or quotes. Curating content, on the other hand, is taking content that you didn't actually create, but still sharing it onto your social media feeds. Hold on now. Are you thinking we're being a little crazy here? Isn't the whole idea of social media to promote your own work? Well, curated content can actually be a really great place for you to add value to your followers that you might not be an expert in, but would still help them achieve their goal. This goes into the fact of you knowing exactly what your followers want in life, coming up with the challenges they have and the solutions that you can provide to them to make sure that your social media feeds are always a place that people want to continue to follow even after they've purchased from you. After all, that's how you create a community. People need to stick around long after they make that initial purchase. So curating content not only allows people to know that you're providing them with the best information to reach their desired outcome, but it also allows you to collaborate with other people online. You can @mention people when you go ahead and curate for their content, and this helps make sure that they know you're a company who is going out there and putting eyes of your audience on their content. Makes it much more likely in the future that they'll do the same for you. This is also a really good practice to share your own thought leadership a little bit. So when you're curating content, don't just put the link out there. Go ahead and customize it a little bit to get some engagement from your followers and to offer a little bit of your own personal opinion about your industry. Tell people what you agree with, what you disagree with in the article that you're sharing. Ask them for how they feel about the content in that article. Remember, engagement is your superpower on social media. It's the thing that actually allows your content from just showing up in people's feeds to sending a signal to the algorithm that your content is stuff they want to see in their feed every single time. So it's a great opportunity to make sure that you're having value-adding posts show up in your feed more often without having to do more work yourself of actually creating that content. A lot of people will do things like what is referred to as newsjacking to curate their content. What newsjacking is it's developing a system of where you are staying up to date on the newest trends in your industry and going ahead and making sure that you're commenting on them when they happen. So for example, here at Meet Edgar, we are a social media automation tool. When Instagram released its newest feature, Instagram Reels, this is a great opportunity for us who hadn't tried it out on the day they released it to actually go out there, find something about Instagram Reels on the Instagram blog and share it to our own feed on Facebook and Twitter. Now, again, we're not doing this to send traffic to our site, but we are doing this to raise brand awareness for people to be able to say, okay, they are the go-to source on social media. And whenever a new platform releases a new feature, you can bet that we're going to go ahead and share it because we want to get people the information as quickly as possible. Everyone who's following you always wants to be kept the most up to date. So this is a really good thing for you to keep an eye on. Now, Meet Edgar as a social media automation tool also has a way to make curating content a lot easier. So if you're someone who likes to curate content and you have your own system all set up, you can take the blogs and the things that you like to share and put them right into our software. If you haven't developed a content curation strategy yet, what I always recommend doing is making it easy on yourself. Hop into Google and go ahead and Google top 20 blogs in your industry. There are so many lists out there that just have these blogs curated, 2020 top blogs for fitness industry, the 2020 top blogs for the social media industry you should be following. There are lists out there that will give you those, and that's an excellent place to start to try to start finding really valuable and quality content for you to curate. I'm going to go ahead and show you what you're going to do in Meet Edgar to make sure every single blog post from those blogs and from that website actually get into Meet Edgar and out to your followers automatically. So it doesn't have to add more work because after all, curating content should be something that is actually saving you time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So when you're inside Meet Edgar, you'll go to the Import tab right here. So our Import tab is just another way that you can can get content into your library if you don't want to manually add that content. When you want to go ahead and add in a RSS feed from a website, you'll go to this Connect RSS feed section and just type it in. So for example, if I wanted to share all of the Meet Edgar blogs, I'm just going to go ahead and put our URL in here. So if you have a blog, definitely go ahead and take advantage of this feature, but go ahead and Google or go ahead and find your favorite blogs in your industry and pop the URL right in here. You're going to click Find RSS Feed. Edgar will do all of the work and locate the RSS feed for that URL. All you need to do is go ahead and tell Edgar what kind of post this is and your categories. If you're not an Edgar user, we are based on a category-based system of posting, but these are completely customizable categories. So you could make one for curated content. I like to call mine recommended reads. You're then going to let Edgar know what of your social media accounts these posts are allowed to go out to. So if you only want to send curated content to, let's say, LinkedIn or Twitter, you can always tell Edgar just to send it there if you want. Then you have two options. Your first option is to tell Edgar you'd like to send posts from this RSS feed directly into this category in your library. Or you can tell Edgar to send posts into a pending queue instead. The difference with these two are that you have to know Edgar's going to check any of these RSS feeds here that you've added to your import tab every 24 hours. If a new article has been released to that site within that time frame, Edgar will pull it in to either directly your library or that pending queue, depending upon how you have that set up. So if you know that every single article is going to be relevant to share with your followers from a site and you don't want to have to approve them, go ahead and send it directly to your library. If you want the ability to approve a post, or as I was mentioning, taking the opportunity to customize it a little more, I always recommend sending these to your pending queue and then making a task for yourself weekly or whatever works for you to come to your Meet Edgar library here. The pending tab is going to be this middle tab right here that you can click. You'll go ahead and see what Meet Edgar brings over is just going to be the URL and the title. If this is something you wanted to share, you can approve it to your library. You can reject it if you decide this isn't going to be a great article, or you can click edit, and this will allow you to add in a little bit more thought leadership, ask your followers some questions about it, and really make that content your own. So this is an incredibly huge time saver for when you're curating content. So again, Edgar will check these every 24 hours so you never have to worry about missing any type of content on your favorite blogs to share out to your followers. If you are looking to learn more about curated content, there is a link in the description of this video. Go ahead and check that link out. It is going to direct you to our blog, and all of this information, plus a little bit more on how to curate content effectively, is there for you. If you wanted to try out the RSS reader in Edgar and you're not someone who's using a social media automation tool of Edgar yet, go ahead and sign up. You can just go to meetedgar.com. You get a 7-day free trial, and I would recommend doing this soon because our Black Friday deals are actually going to only be for existing customers. So if you're on a Meet Edgar trial, you'll get to go ahead and see those deals. So go ahead and sign up and let us know if you do have any questions, and get out there and find some awesome content to curate for your followers. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys.